Hello and welcome to A Book in 2 Minutes. My name is Lindsay Milner and I am a training and development consultant working mainly with non-profit organisations to help them to create awesome workplaces. And while I've been doing that work, I've spent quite a lot of time reading up on business books, business development, management thinking, effective management, and personal development. So I thought it might be interesting to share some of those books with you and some of the things, the insights that I've gained from reading those. Today's book is called Thinking Fast and Slow, and it is by, I've done the Facebook Live switch around thing and it does my head in a little bit. Thinking Fast and Slow, and it is by Daniel Kahneman. So this book, as it says on the tin, is about how our brains think, how we operate our brains. And the central premise of the book is that there are two systems, and as well as the fast and slow, he also calls them System 1 and System 2. We met System 1, the fast, when we talked about the power of habits, those things that we do on autopilot, the things that we do automatically without having to really think about them. You might also have come across the lizard brain, the reptile brain, the monkey brain, the kind of primitive bit of the brain that we've got, that's the bit that takes over and does these things out of instinct. And then the more evolved, developed brain, the frontal cortex or something like that, I've forgotten the biology of it, but the bit of our brain that does our more complex thinking and takes over and actually has to stop and analyse is the slow system. And this book... the other thing that he covers is he talks about heuristics and bias and loss aversion and really kind of examines quite deeply why we behave the way we do, the way our thinking operates. Heuristics is like the shortcuts that our brains take. They help us with problem solving and making judgments. They help us to do this quickly, but unfortunately they're quite prone to errors. So there's quite an in-depth examination of all of those concepts. If you're interested in understanding how your brain works and getting to grips with some of the behaviour that people exhibit and that you recognise in yourself, then I definitely recommend this book. Like some of the others, it's hard work, it's quite an intellectual, you definitely need brain too, you definitely need the thinking, the slow bit of the brain to understand some of the concepts in here. That said, it is easier to read, certainly more enjoyable a read than the 7 Habits, even though the concepts that it's discussing are a lot more complex than the ones in 7 Habits. So I think if you do want to really understand a lot more about why you behave the way you do, then this is an interesting read. So that's Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman, and that's today's book in 2 minutes. If you've read it, let me know what you think of it. I'd love to see your comments in the comment box below. If you haven't had a chance to read it, do you think you might be inspired? Does it sound like the kind of book that you'd be interested in reading? I look forward to seeing your comments, and I look forward to seeing you same time, same place, A Book in 2 minutes, Facebook Live, 4 p.m. tomorrow. Bye. Oh, again, my phone seems to have lost the ability to turn itself off.